All right, let's do this thing. Let's fade on in. I have no idea if they can hear us. We can never tell if they can hear us, but let's find out real soon. All right, and fade over. I guess we're live. Dude, happy Pride Month, happy E3 week. How you doing, AJ?
Man, I could not be better. You know, we get our own E3 VR showcase hosted by Upload VR. So thank you guys over there for doing this for all of us VR enthusiasts. And welcome everybody in the chat, man. So good to see all of you here really early and ready to go. I hope you're ready for some PSVR announcements, discussions. Make sure you get in on the chat and let us know what you think about everything too.
So you're doing well.
I'm doing very well. They said there's an echo on your mic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, nothing ever works properly here.
This is why we did this early.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this right here. Let's do. AJ, give me a check 1, check 2.
Checking the mic.
All right. Is there still an echo on my side? I need to know.
Yeah, they're gonna have to let you know because I can't hear it.
If you think you gotta leave, then you better say so. I need to know. Because I don't know how. Dude, so while we're waiting for the chat to get caught up and let me know if there's an echo, I got to say a couple things. One, this is like the first time I've been out of bed in a week, and I'm really happy to kind of be feeling better. So thank you to everyone who shut out their support and told me, trying to read no more echo. Thank you very much, Kyle. I've been really sick, and the thing that makes me feel even worse is when I can't get content up on the channel. Like without Parole's my whole life. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who sent their support and their love. And basically everyone was like, "Don't worry about the channel, man. Just feel better." And I was like, "That's what I need to hear," even though like that's not what I want to hear. Who did that tip come from? I don't have my chat window open.
Still time. Thank you so much for the $1 donation.
Did not take advantage of the ability to have his comment read though.
I think you have to donate $2 to get a comment, but we
should raise that to 20.
And we love your donation equally.
That's right.
The same. It means all the world to us. He did another one, and he says epic.
Nice. That's cool, man. That's
damn right. If you think it's epic now, just give it a little bit. It's about to get real epic soon.
It's about to get real epic. Dude, so we were talking a little bit on the phone earlier. We were talking about, how insane it was being here in the middle of E3 week and watching like Bethesda's press conference and watching Microsoft's press conference and knowing that there's not a Sony one around the corner. Like that is the strangest thing for me. Like this is using my head and thinking intellectually or whatever. I know it doesn't make financial sense or any real sense for Sony to have their own press conference anymore. Like we're in a different age. But man, in my heart, like I'm missing this big time. Like I used to like take the week off from work, I used to stay home, get a bottle of vodka, and just be like, man, I love E3. It's like it's my Super Bowl, it's my home, and I really miss Sony's presence more than I expected to this year.
Totally agree. First of all, ZQD with the $2 donation, and he says, "Glad you're feeling better, Brian." That's very nice of you. Yeah, E3 has always been my Super Bowl each year, if I'm not watching the Super Bowl. But so it's always been this like show up, give us this huge presentation, announce a bunch of games, and for a while there they were knocking it out of the park, in particular around the launch of PS4. I mean, and then recently, as we're kind of winding down this generation, they've gone a little bit slightly less with these conferences. And to be honest with you, like I really want, I would love nothing more than for Sony to show up back to E3 and continue to do these to some degree.
Yeah.
But if they can get this, the state of play organized and stuff, it could still be equally as effective, and they kind of get to do whatever they want. And as we've seen, that's been both a good thing and a bad thing in a way. So like anything, I think you give it time and get adjusted. I really liked, what was it? The PS Experience?
Yeah.
PSX. I really like that as well. I mean, it's my two times of the year that I really get to celebrate, everything PlayStation with everybody, and it's like a big party. And so, of course, you want to be part of it. But we'll see. I think we'll still be getting some. We'll definitely be getting some PSVR games here soon. And yeah, the conferences yesterday they were pretty good.
They're
But
okay. They're okay. Like,
yeah,
I'm a little salty about Microsoft buying Double Fine. It's like, you got to be kidding me. It's like, although in all fairness, other than Psychonauts 2, I'm not gonna like pretend like I was like an ardent Double Fine gamer. Like I enjoyed a lot of what they were doing. I never finished Broken Age. What was that game, Headlander? I think I bought it and then like never played it. So it's like they have their games, man. But like losing Psychonauts 2, I was secretly hoping after Rhombus of Ruin that we were actually not very secretly that we were going to get a full-fledged Psychonauts game in PSVR, and this just removed any possibility of that happening, which makes me really sad, man. Like I think you got to wonder. Obviously, it's a business, and Microsoft's got more money than anybody. So as long as Double Fine gets to keep making games, I'm not too upset. I'd rather see Microsoft buy them than to have them go away. But man, it is a little sad to see Psychonauts be a Microsoft exclusive.
Yeah, I think I missed that part. I got in late at the Microsoft press conference. I went back and watched the Cyberpunk 2077 trailer with Keanu.
That was so ridiculous. I'm like, I'm not John Wick. Is that like the movie he does now?
Oh yeah,
I'm not a John Wick fan, right? But man,
I am a huge John Wick fan.
But even coming from me, who's like, who I understand Keanu's importance in movies like The Matrix, and like even as goofy as like stuff like Bill and Ted and Johnny Mnemonic, because that was him too, right?
Yeah,
he's just like but it makes him like a cultural icon in this vein, in this like cyberpunk era of like whether they be good or bad movies. These are like he's iconic, and like you couldn't have gotten a better person to be in your cyberpunk game.
I am, Johnny Mnemonic is one of my guilty pleasures. I think the first half of that movie is amazing. Unfortunately, the second half of that movie is like the worst movie ever. But it's still, that first half of that movie is so good, and the concept of it, the cyberpunk. I'm really excited for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm hoping I get to play it at some point.
Yeah.
But also thought the Blair Witch game that they showed looked pretty cool.
So cool. We were saying on the phone that it looked like it looked like an Outlast game. We don't know who the developer is for this Blair Witch game. Hopefully it's Red Barrels. Is that who makes it?
I didn't catch that part. Can you turn up your mic just a little bit?
My mic.
Yeah. Turn up your mic volume just a little. I can turn down.
No, check one, check two. Check one, check two. Hopefully that's better. I can also move closer to the mic and whisper sweet nothings in everyone's ears.
What's up, Grim? What's up, Madman 7, Trixis, Reaper, Distilled.
Wait! Come on, Trixis, get your fucking shit together. He's like, PSVR is dead. Get an Oculus Quest, people. Come on, man.
Wow,
you coming here to troll? Really, dude? Come on, man. I think you're going to be singing a different tune at the end of this showcase.
Yeah.
But hey, man, enjoy your Quest. And the Quest is mad cool, and like I'm a little jealous I don't have one.
We're here to celebrate VR in general, and we're here to celebrate PSVR, the Quest, Oculus Rift, HTC Vive. We're also here to celebrate video games in general. So
except not mobile games. We're not celebrating that shit.
No, I'm not celebrating.
What was up with Commander Keen fucking mobile, dude? I was like, I don't know. You and I go way back as far as this, like, PC gaming and shareware and stuff like that. Right, so Commander Keen actually has a little place, in my heart, like next to, you were mentioning Jill of the Jungle. I was like, wow, dude, what a deep cut.
Jill of the Jungle.
I mean, those are all like the old id, those are the old like shareware stuff. Like, I remember when, like, when Wolfenstein, the first one was a shareware game. It's like this just brings me right back and I was like, man, what have you done with Commander Keen? Like, why did you do this to us?
I mean, more people will hopefully know about Commander Keen now because it's on a mobile versus, it's reaching mobile. As much as we hate to admit it, mobile games sell. So I think they actually might have a better chance releasing it on mobile versus, a new platform, but.
Did we
But
start?
I agree.
Did we start this stream early? Did we start 15 minutes earlier than we planned on?
Yeah, we did.
Fuck me. I was like trying to get shit ready and stuff, and then it's like I was like, oh man, we're gonna just start it right away.
I thought you realized that.
I don't do. No one tells me anything.
No, that's cool. Well, we just have a little bit of time to hang out, warm up, and
that's cool.
But yeah.
So I want to make sure everyone knows that when we switch over to full screen mode, like when this thing goes live, the first thing that's going to happen on the upload VR showcase, we assume, is going to be them basically doing what we're doing here and talking about stuff. We don't know if that's true or not, but that's going to give us a little time to like sort out some audio issues and sort out the full screen stuff. So if there's any technical problems when we switch over, please let us know, and that'll give us a few minutes to work it all out. But holy crap, dude, we get an extra 17 minutes to talk about like E3 stuff. This is so exciting.
Oh yeah. What's up, Gabe? Good to see you, man.
I do have to say, man.
Mikey.
I have to say that laying in bed for a week gave me an opportunity to do something I didn't think I was ever going to do, and that's to play Resident Evil 4 on my Switch.
Nice.
That game does not hold up. I apologize to any like super hardcore Resident Evil 4 fans, but like I didn't think that game. I didn't think it was very good back in the day because it was too much of a departure from like the survival horror 1, 2, 3.
Definitely a departure.
It started still heavy into action and stuff like that. But the graphics, man, are like amazing to this day. It just feels really repetitive. I can only play it in short bursts, which is perfect for my Switch. I like turn it on for like 20 minutes. I get through a section, I turn it back off, and then I just grab it when I wake up again.
For everybody,
it's been so much fun.
Yeah, I'm sorry for everybody asking about Beat Saber. That's going to drop at 12 o'clock. So we're going to actually be streaming it right after all of this showcase. I don't know why they timed it like that. I wish they would have done it sooner or later, but it doesn't matter. We'll be taking a look at the new Beat Saber DLC right after the show on Expert and Expert Plus.
Hey, shout out to Joystick Guru coming through with the $2 donation. He says, "Hey cats, get well soon, Brian." I think I'm at the tail end of this all. I've been pretty ridiculously sick for a week, and I think I'm starting to feel better. I'm excited. Whoa. Is that Ramsay Bolton? I can't read. My screen's so small.
Yeah, Ramsay Bolton. That's a Game of Thrones guy. Whenever one of my friends feeds his dog, he says, Ramsay Bolton, and his dogs come running for food.
Well, let's see. Here, $5 donation says, "Give it to me, E3. Give it to me, E3. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Give it to me."
Is there something, a reference there I don't know anything about?
That's just saying, give it to me.
I just like saying, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. And then JD Max, the Game Cat, coming through with the 41,000K hype. 41K is the same thing as 41,000. Here's meow, JDow. Nope, meow, JD Max, 1210. JDow is a different person. Where's JDow?
What's up, Lord Necton, Bob Stee, Jock Jackson?
Everyone's here.
Drunky, Void, Will.
Were you bummed out about the? I mean, obviously Bethesda already had their show. Were you bummed out that we didn't see more from Cyberpilot? I feel like they were just like, oh, and that's also coming next month. Like, how did you gloss over that so quickly?
I wasn't bummed because I was completely expecting that to happen. If I wasn't expecting that to happen, then I definitely would have been bummed out. But I've kind of, this isn't my first rodeo. I've seen lots of E3s and how they like to do things. And E3 getting its own day like this is special to me. And I want to, I'm totally fine with having all the E3 or all the VR stuff together and getting to celebrate it together. I think, it could have been a better presentation, like maybe a little bit more gameplay since it's coming out really soon, instead of being like, well, if you've never killed Nazis in VR, then you've never killed Nazis or whatever they said. And I was like, I mean, it was kind of weak, but I'll tell you what wasn't weak was Doom Eternal, man. That game looks awesome. It looks like Doom, just a lot more polished, a lot more detailed to it. And I'm really, really excited.
Surprising amount of platforming elements in that. There was like grabbing ledges and stuff and rappelling off of them. It seemed like a lot of platforming.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I was maybe a little disappointed was as Friendship puts in the Friendship puts in the comments down below. He says Blades, Elder Scrolls Blades VR. I was hoping for, and I know JD was as well, hoping for a Blades VR announcement, and they said Switch instead. But I still think it can come to VR because it has the motion controls, everything. So it's one step closer towards it. But I think putting it on the Switch was a smart move by them as
Well,
well.
they did say last E3, right, that it was going to be on all VR platforms or all major VR platforms. So I'm wondering how much, if Bethesda kind of had their whole like stage show planned out and stuff, but they wanted to have some presence in other shows. I wonder how much, what the possibility is that they handed some of their announcements over to the Upload VR presentation. It's totally possible that it's like, okay, we had our own hour and a half show, and now we're also going to be showcased here as well. So I'm wondering what the possibility is for like, for even like Square Enix and in EA. If I highly doubt EA has any VR announcements, but if they're going to, would it make more sense for them to do it during the Upload VR presentation than their own? I don't know.
I think so. I mean, well, if they mentioned it, I could see them mentioning it and then being like, well, here's a full showcase of it during Upload's presentation. So
yeah,
either way, I could see it. I don't know. I think what they're doing is fine as long as they go big with some announcements and everything.
Do you think VR has such a negative stigma amongst like the gaming masses that they almost like want to keep it away from the main stage show and like push it over here to where people are excited about it?
A little bit. I wouldn't say negative stigma. It's just there's 100 million.
I would say negative stigma.
Well, not anymore. This isn't 2015 when people are saying there's no games for VR. VR is a gimmick. We're so behind that.
Oh, I see you've taken up residence. I see you taking up residence in the without parole bubble. You're now living in my happy little world where like everyone loves VR.
Well, no, I mean, it's just I'm not going by just what I think. I'm going by what I'm actually seeing online. I spent the first year of PSVR defending it against online, and it was like being stampede. It was like being run over by a stampede.
Yeah.
And these days, all the thing you see about it is exciting and it's positive because more people have gotten to experience it and realize like, hey, like, and people are also realizing like this isn't supposed to replace TV gaming. This is just a supplement for it. This is something else for those that want to take that next level, get that next experience out of it. And yeah, I mean, it's the whole culture around it has changed. But
secretly this is going to replace 2D gaming.
Oh, we're not going to tell anyone that.
I think we just
did. Shit. Rewind that if you can. Just rewind.
I'll just chop it out.
Yeah. No, but it's supposed to be just a celebration of games in general. And the truth is, right now, there's more. There's already a huge install base, so you don't want to turn your back on the people that have spent years and dollars after dollars on your products, and then say, "Hey, we're going to be doing this new thing now." So, from a business perspective, it's obviously the right move to just gradually ease it in. But they still seem a little like afraid. Like they need to stop being afraid about everything. Like, I don't know.
Easy in, AJ. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, don't be afraid to be like, hey, we have VR games too. You don't have to make it your entire press conference, but give it a little bit of something. Like I'm sure more people are interested in VR than mobile stuff, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Mobile is just an easier, more accessible platform. But all the hardcore gamers that like games are going to be, all about it.
So what's the you, me, and JD, and we kicked Dave Station off the show before he had a chance to give us his predictions. That was some poor timing during the Gamescast last week. My fault, of course. But what are we expecting here? Are we? You and I were talking a little bit on the phone earlier today, and we were saying, what's the probability of there being first-party Sony VR titles at this show? Like, we don't know like just how far Upload's VR reach is. We don't know if they've been able to contact them. We don't know if this is all third-party stuff. We have no idea if this is just cross-platform stuff. We don't know if there's any VR PlayStation VR exclusives. We don't know. We don't really know anything. They haven't been like super clear about that.
No, I have a feeling we'll get a lot of information on a I'm I'm a little hesitant to say we'll be getting some first party Sony stuff.
Yeah.
Because we all know once you get to Sony, it's like, I mean, it's just a whole nother level of, I think they'd rather release stuff on their own, but we'll see. I'm optimistic that we'll get at least one or two things, but I think this is going to be more of a focus on things like, the companies that have a good rapport with PSVR already, or VR in general, like Survios. We said that they're probably going to show off The Walking Dead. I'm hoping Dark Curry shows up with some Undead Citadel.
That'd be amazing.
There's been a couple hints on Twitter about some other games showing up. Budget cuts, I think, is going to get shown because we said on the last Gamescast that they're showing stuff lately, and then now they're tweeting out, being a little bit more active. So I expect to hear something from them.
How are we feeling about No Man's Sky? Do you think they're going to go silent until summer, or think we're going to see something today?
I think, it would be amazing to see some No Man's Sky. But I think this is going to be more of a focus on other things. Like, I would love nothing more for them to be like, here's some new No Man's Sky stuff. Here's some new, some new Iron Man stuff. But I really think Sony would like to save that for their own show and show it themselves. However, it could easily be like, well, hey, more exposure, more, this is E3. So I would see personally Sony doing it themselves. However, it would be really cool to see them mix in with the thing, with this showcase.
Yeah, I mean, especially like since they haven't, like surprisingly, they haven't announced a state of play for this week. You would have thought they'd be like, okay, well, we're not going to have a stage show, a stage presentation, but we'll, by all means, let's do a, like a 10-20 minute state of play with like maybe a new AAA game and a bunch of PSVR games, and let people know that, like, just because we're not here, we're still here.
Right.
Shout out to Shat79 the Game Cat. Thank you so much for the donation, dude. We really appreciate it.
Shats is my dude. What's up, Kev Gret? Duran.
Nice.
Chasing Nader, everybody. Just getting them as they're rolling. Petster, what's up, man? JB. But yeah, like I said, what was my prediction? My prediction was Undead Citadel and the Walking Dead game was like my realistic predictions. Kevgrat makes a good point. He says maybe the beta for Bloodwake drops today. I definitely think Servios is going to be there, and I could definitely see them either going more in depth on Battlewake or the Walking Dead.
I think we'll see both for sure. We know Servios is going to be there, and like they're basically our A tier AAA developers as far as PSVR goes. Also, I know it probably won't be like new game announcements, but knowing that Perp is going to be announcing some physical releases there is always exciting. I know there's a bunch of people who won't refuse to buy digital PSVR games, which means they're missing out on a lot. But that means that these announcements for them are going to be super exciting. I think one of those games that they're going to re-announce is The Station. The Station has been one of those games that, like, I think we're supposed to get last year. Like, it's actually on the PlayStation Store for non-VR.
I saw it.
I think it's only like a 2-hour game or so, but when the PSVR patch drops, I think that game's supposed to come like next month or something. It's supposed to be pretty soon.
It was supposed to come out around the same time as Horror Station, and Horror Station came out and that never did.
Yeah. That's right. So yeah, well, I think we'll be seeing that'll probably be one of the physical releases. I can only imagine like who else they're teaming up with for physical games. I know a lot of people are asking for a physical Beat Saber release, and I think that would be fucking, as far as Perp goes, that would be a huge boon. I mean, like, I don't think there'd be a bigger get for them.
Right. I think I saw them post that they have 5 physical editions to announce. So
which is
I think
crazy.
we're going to be getting 5 new physical edition games.
Right. So and you got to wonder if any of those have been unannounced until this point, or if they're all just games that we already have digitally. So I'm very curious to see where those announcements take us.
Yeah.
I didn't press them. I have a decent relationship with Perf, and I really should have asked them just so like I could prepare for this. I don't know. I like to be surprised, man. There's a part of me that goes, for the amount of times we are privy to details, ahead of time. There's just as big a part of me that goes, I don't want to know. I really want to enjoy E3 as I always did when I was growing up, and even until recently. It's like it's so cool just to be like, to see the stage presentation, to see the stage go black, and you'd be like, what is about to fade in, right?
Right.
It's like Christmas every 5 seconds. It's amazing. So we'll see what happens with that. Jock Jackson asks, he's saying, I hope they talk about Star Child. Star Child, Golem, I mean, these are like games that are just kind of like slowly fading into the ether as fewer and fewer people care about them as time goes on. I guarantee you, I don't guarantee anything, but I do really, really hope both of those games are there. Because they need to do something, man. They got to revitalize our interest in those games.
JB, yeah, the Beat Saber pack releases in about 17 minutes, and we're going to take a look at it after the show.
Don't say we. You're the Beat Saber dude. Like,
It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be playing on Expert and Expert Plus.
I can play on normal sometimes.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no. I mean, if I was as good as you,
it takes a lot of Jedi training. You're not just naturally good at Beat Saber. You have to. It takes a lot of practice.
Right. If I was as good as you and have only spent the amount of time I've spent with it, something would be very wrong with the universe. But man, like how many hours have you sunk into Beat Saber, you think?
We'll find out because it tells you your stats, but I think around 45 or 50.
That's pretty good.
And 45 or 50 hours in Beat Saber, that's like an exercise program. That's not your average, like I could play Firewall for 20 hours in a day and feel fine, but Beat Saber is like really different. So
Captain Reth
premiere's about to begin.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Captain Reth says that Italian horror game, which I think is Folia Dear Father.
Yep, I was thinking that too.
Yep, and then there was I think the one from the Spanish team, Mind Hunter. Which one isn't the Netflix series? It's the one I keep getting those two confused. Mind Taker, I think, is the VR game. Mind Hunter was the Netflix one. I don't know, but yeah, I just hook me up with horror game after horror game. I'm totally down. If anyone doesn't know what this is, I saw a couple comments fly by from people going, there's a E3 VR showcase. And I was like, yeah, that's what we're about to watch. So everyone stay tuned. The deal is that we're gonna generally stay pretty quiet unless there's like a lot of downtime in this thing. We don't want to be. We want to talk over it, but we don't want to talk over it too much. I was watching Kinda Funny. I was watching Giant Bomb. I was watching them talk over different E3 press conferences, and I enjoy those people. But man, it was tough sometimes to go. I want to hear your opinions, but I also want you to shut up when appropriate. So we're gonna do our best. Oh! Here we go. All right, we're switching over.
Probably going to be like the pre-show, but I think they're going to announce a couple of things. J-Cog Wolfenstein VR would be cool. I really like the frowning. Hey, good to see you. Yeah, the countdown to the countdown. Maybe some stream echo.
All right. We're getting there. I'm slowly working out our sound issues.
Yeah, we're fixing it. Just turn down the volume for a minute, guys. We'll get it turned down.
I have no idea how to keep this down, so wish me luck, guys. Here we go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, you can turn it down from the video, maybe.
I did.
Okay.
It wasn't enough. Here we go. Here we go.
All right. A third time. Okay, I'm muting this. Oh man, that was kind of okay. Everything's all quiet now. Oscar Gutierrez, 99 cents. Thank you so much. Jamie, Dark Souls VR. God, I wish. I'm really quiet.
Yeah, I think we're both going to be pretty quiet. For whatever reason, I can't really turn this down the way I'd like to. Give me a second here.
Yeah, that countdown.
I think I figured it out.
A countdown to a countdown to a countdown. That's why we're here. That's why we're here to oh, wait. Oh. Electronic Labs.
Here we go.
Oh, we got some stuff.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, what is that? It's so cute.
So this is Doom Eternal then?
This is Doom Eternal. Looks charming.
Yep, pretty charming. Until it poops all over the carpet.
Wait, it said Funkatronics Lab. Fuji.
Alright, enjoy that, Quest users.
So yeah, that was more just like a teaser for something. It looked like a Tamagotchi kind of game. Or Conrad the Kitten. Squishies too.
So loud, man. Yeah. Wish I understood how this worked. Here we go. Next trailer.
I want to see some Nostos.
Interesting.
Any luck getting the volume down on that?
Nope. Working on it. I might have to do something strange here.
Are you guys still having trouble hearing me?
There we go. I had two of them running concurrently. So one was blasting and the other one was not. So we should be able to hear each other pretty well now.
Okay. They want you to mute the music. They said the music's really bad. Let me hear it real quick.
Yeah, it's
sounds like some Beverly Hills Cop theme stuff.
Yeah, hopefully the music's not too loud anymore, because now it's just one video playing, and I turned down the sound on it significantly. It is not good music though, for sure.
Yeah, we'll mute it or turn it down, something for you.
All right. Well,
they said JD says the audio's fixed.
Good.
G-Rock says I could get turned up just a little louder.
Okay. And
check one.
Oh, what do we got?
Oh, let's see here.
Here we go.
Oh, this is Vertigo. Okay. These are the people that made Arizona Sunshine and Skyworld.
This looks like more Skyworld.
Yeah, this is their new announcement. Well, they said they had a new game to announce, I thought. This game looks fun.
Yeah. Fresh meat DLC. All right,
Fresh
cool.
meat DLC.
I guess that's cool.
Okay, I'm reading that again. Yeah, I haven't actually played Skyworld yet, but I want to get around to it at some point.
Yeah, for being a like a strategy RPG style game, something that I've never been like super into. It's great. It's great. I mean, I'd rather play Table of Tales because it's more it's story heavy.
Story driven, yeah.
Yeah. But no. But Skyward surprised me. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad Des took the reins on that review though, because I wouldn't be able to speak intelligently about it like even for more than like 5 minutes.
Right.
This is an interesting countdown they're doing. So their pre-show is just trailers, random trailers.
Yeah, which I'm fine with. It's better than nothing. Better than just watching the timer go down.
That's true. If it was just a timer, we could just put it in the corner though, and everything would be fine.
Yeah.
But now we're like, every 15, every 30 seconds, I should be counting here. Or maybe it's just sporadic whenever they feel like popping up a new trailer.
Let's get some Joey TS says, let's get some Labo stuff.
Yeah.
Why not?
I have a very strong feeling there won't be any Nintendo presence during this at all, though.
Yeah, I'd be really surprised.
That seems like a Nintendo Direct style thing if they were going to announce more Labo functionality.
I definitely expect this to be, JD says, 26 more games to go.
26.
That's a lot. I will take it. I only need about 10 or 11.
So just to clarify, those first two trailers we saw were Oculus and Vive only, right?
Wait.
This is the Shell games.
Nice.
Until You Fall or something like that?
This one looks really good.
Until You Fall, yeah.
Until You Fall, coming to VR. This is coming to PSVR. It's supposed to be, right?
Initially they said yes, and then following that, they basically were like, we're going to take care of the PC versions, and then we'll focus on PSVR after that. We'll see if it's something we can do. Which, some sort of mixed messaging there, but it sounds like right now we shouldn't get too excited. But it looks awesome.
I do like the way that game looks. I love the idea of first-person fighting game in VR. That's something that a lot of people want. Trixis, man, you were just hating on, like, why are you even here if you hate everything VR? Like, what do you not hate? He just hates everything.
Can everyone in the chat give Trixus a hug? I think that's all he needs, man.
Love of Christ. He's just like, this sucks, this sucks, this sucks. Like, Jesus, man.
Oh well. What are you gonna do? If it's not Firewall 2, some people are just hating on it. Although Firewall 2 sounds like a pretty good idea at this point, considering Firewall 1. It sounds like it's still unplayable.
Yeah, hopefully they get that fixed soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, we only got 4.5 minutes to go. All right, 3 minutes. 4 minutes.
I'm still not counting. I don't know if this is every 90 seconds or what it is, but I should be paying attention to see how often we're getting new trailers.
I'm just waiting for the screen to fade. I just turn on the sound. But yeah, I really hope that Until You Fall comes to PSVR.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful looking game.
And Shell Games is awesome, man. Like, I mean, I expect you to die. How could this be bad?
My flag up. This is the E3 VR showcase. Welcome, sir.
Welcome to the E3 VR showcase, hosted by, well, we're like apparently co-hosting unofficially, but this is the Upload VR. They're hosting this, and we just totally hijacked it. So
big shout out to Upload VR. Make sure you go check them out, follow them, because without them we wouldn't be here covering all this right now. So and Perk Games as well.
Yeah, this is huge, man. This is the first time VR has had its own showcase in E3. So this is something. I mean, it might not seem like a big deal right now, but it's kind of groundbreaking.
Danny Welch says GoldenEye VR. There is a game called Blood and Truth, man, that you need to go check out, because that's the closest thing to GoldenEye that I've played in 20 years.
There you go. Good stuff. Oh man, they're really teasing us with this timer, man. I don't know what to expect with it.
Yeah, that's right. I expect you to die.
Oh,
here we go. Stone Punk. Ooh.
It's Happy Drummer Part 2.
Oh man, what is this?
One side always in dark. One side always in light.
I love it already.
Every 3,000 years, this moon passes between our planet and the sun, forming an eclipse. A shield for the rightful owners. Knowing this, the tribes of the light side have constructed the Light Temple. They believe
this like tribes and Seeking Dawn and
your task
a couple things.
is to
Turok.
destroy this place before the day of the eclipse.
It looks very Seeking Dawn-like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You are one of the few to walk in the sunlight. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Part 3. These are the things
Part
we missed
3.
out on.
I don't know, but it looked pretty sweet. Real quick shout out to Gabriel Game Cat.
Oh, yeah.
It says more fun watching this with Game Cats. Couldn't agree, man.
That's right,
Couldn't
man.
agree more.
That's right.
That looked pretty sweet. I don't know why it's a part 3.
Because we're not PC gamers, man, and obviously PC gamers have been enjoying Part 1 and 2. We had no idea what it was.
It's cool. It gave me some like Turok and Tribes vibe.
Tribes is a pretty deep cut these days.
Yeah, Caesar Bermudez asks, is Super Hot VR worth the $10 they're asking for?
Dude, I can't believe it. It's finally on a good sale. Yeah, $10 is amazing. You should absolutely pick that up. I mean, what number did we put that in our top 20? It was like in the top 6
Number
or
5.
Was it 5?
It was number 5.
And Skyrim was what, 15? I really hate that
Skyrim
list.
was-
I really hate that list, AJ.
I know. I really feel like, well, it's hard because Skyrim and Borderlands really get in each other's way.
Yeah.
Because they're both these huge open world, and one's like this super immersive fantasy, the other's this non-stop like amazing action game with the aim. So they kind of like got in each other's way a little bit. But yeah, the next list is going to be crazy. We're going to shake things up from that last.
I'm going to put Immortal Legacy on our next list twice. This is it. All right. We're gonna shut up for most of this, I think. So guys, enjoy the show. We'll still be here the whole time watching it with you, and occasionally I'm sure we'll have something to say. But enjoy it. Yeah.
Hey guys, Richard here, studio director at Vertigo Games. Welcome to our studio. Today the team will be talking about After the Fall, our biggest and most ambitious VR project yet. We've been working on this for 1.5 years and we can't wait to hear what you guys think.
I'm excited.
Player.
Sign me up, man. Just sign me
After
up.
the Fall is a VR
game.
action
Nice.
FPS with RPG elements set in a shared world with 4-player co-op at its heart. Players use their own combat styles to fight against a variety of these zombie-like creatures known as the Snowbeat in a battle for survival and control of a frozen, post-apocalyptic Los Angeles.
For me, After the Fall is about a lot of enemies and about loads of loot. Me and my team are really pushing the boundaries of VR by getting the largest hordes, the biggest bosses and the richest environments on screen, all shared with players around the world.
So once players have teamed up and selected a loadout, they go on a mission together. Missions can involve various types of objectives. Say a settlement is in desperate need of some assistance and requires you to go out and save them from a giant, colossal snowbeat that you need to take down together. The main focus for After the Fall are the main missions that you do, but aside from that, there's also side content that you can follow, and events, and other interesting encounters that you can do to upgrade your equipment further, and of course, play that endgame.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the first ever Upload E3 VR showcase. Thanks for being here. I'm Jamie. This is going to be exactly what it sounds like, 60 minutes of VR games. That's not a lot of time for me to talk. You just want to see the games. Why don't we just get right to it?
Thanks, Jamie.
Yes.
Carbon Studio. More wizards?
Do you remember Meliora? It was a land of magic and wonder.
It's a little different.
And many foes wish to claim it.
This is so dark.
There is no price I wouldn't pay to protect my home. What is but a soul in return for such power?
The Wizard's Dark Times.
I love it, man.
Dark Times, man.
Love
Yeah,
it.
it actually really looks really good. Well, I'd like to see some gameplay and stuff. We all kind of know what the Wizards is.
But I hope it's not. I hope it's like they take a different slant on it.
It definitely seemed a little bit more story driven.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to see. Valve, huh? Ooh, wait.
Valve. So familiar.
Wow.
A hot dog and a horse.
This could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm hungry, man. Hungry.
Seriously. Love it. Meat Fortress. Yeah, it looks like what is that other Fortress game I'm thinking of?
It looks like a good version of Out of Ammo.
There's another. Is it? Oh, Team Fortress.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to Newport's offices. We're going to be showing you some footage from budget cuts for PSVR for the very first time. So enjoy.
We will.
We certainly will. Fall. I'll take fall. It's not specific, but I'll
Fall
take
2019.
Hi, my name is James Hunt, and I'm very happy to announce the next title from Fast Travel Games and a passion project of mine called The Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets. The Curious Tale is an interactive, heartwarming story where you play your childhood memories formed into tiny worlds in front of you. The game is full of animated life, playful interactions, and joyful, unique puzzles.
Right?
That's right.
We at Fast Travel Games are known for our action adventures in first person, but this is something very different. We're a small, passionate team working on this game alongside our bigger titles, and we hope to share something really special. And here's our very first trailer. Enjoy.
Nice. I didn't think they'd be ready for something new.
Is that you? I didn't recognize you at first. You're all grown up. Do you remember the curious worlds we created together, you and I? We have a problem to handle there, and I think you can help.
Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets. How adorable can one thing be? Here we go.
Yeah. Angry Birds.
Sure, why not? Let's do this.
Hello!
First one sold really well.
We need to put aside our differences and work together.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Couch co-op.
Okay, guys, let's do this.
In the party, y'all.
This is it? This is the amazing team I've been working around the clock for.
Doesn't look bad, actually.
I want to say it's
for the players.
PSVR exclusive, which is
Are
crazy.
you freaking kidding me? That was an awesome showcase of the great content VR developers are putting out there right now. Next up, let's take a trip to the TARDIS.
Oh, wow.
Signal at maximum power. Oh, you are going to love this bit.
Doctor Who: The Edge of Time is a feature-length adventure where you get to fly the TARDIS and visit new locations in the world of Doctor Who. The story based around a villain that has awoken. They're in control of space and time, and they've sent out a reality virus that totally disrupts the time across various worlds.
Stronger, and I'll soon be through that door, so get a move on. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
We get to visit different worlds, different times. We get to explore worlds really intimately, as well as more challenging mechanics where you might meet well-known characters such as the Weeping Angels or even a Dalek. For us, it's really important that we capture the experience of being in an episode, and that moment when the TARDIS appears is a really powerful moment. And of course, when you open the doors and you can actually see the TARDIS, it's quite amazing, a real VR moment.
All right. Yep, they've already announced that's coming to PlayStation VR.
Yep.
Stonepunk again.
Was this one of the trailers we saw during the pre-show?
I don't think so.
I thought I saw the developer team. It was the same one.
The same developer.
Yeah, just a different game though, huh? Again, I love the look of it, man. This looks like something I want to play desperately.
Yeah, this is looking really epic so far.
Hey, shout out to everyone who's watching with us instead of watching on the official channel. You guys are awesome. Wow, look how good this looks.
That music too.
Disciples of Dawn.
Wow.
Come on, PSVR, come on. Doesn't say it.
Whoa.
Is this G-Police? Colony Wars?
Oh god, I wish. This is already, that last one looks great. Oh, this is looking good too.
Yeah.
This is like Fifth Element, the movie. Oh yes, give it to me.
This is better than Christmas. Atari. You think is it an Atari game?
Lo-fi.
Yeah, no PSVR logo though. You gotta hate that.
Like somebody playing on a phone and somebody playing in VR. Acorn Attack of the Squirrels.
Alright. I mean,
hi,
sure.
I'm Peter. I'm from Resolution Games. We're in the middle of Stockholm and we're working on a multiplayer VR game called Acorn. In Acorn, the VR player becomes a magical tree trying to defend its acorns. The mobile players joins in as squirrels trying to steal the acorns.
We tried to make games that could fit everyone. It was just the most natural thing that, okay, so you're a tree, you have your acorns, and what animal like acorns? Well,
squirrels.
Squirrels, of course.
So essentially it's a party game. You can pick up your friends, they're playing as the squirrels, you throw them away, you can pick up projectiles, a bowling ball. You can even pick up some sap, throw it on the field, and when the sap lays down, the squirrels will be slow when you're running around.
Acorn is coming later this summer to Oculus Rift and Oculus Quest, and we can't wait for you guys to try it.
Okay, let's get this straight. Budget cuts, Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets, and Acorn. Is it just me, or are Swedish developers really good at making wholesome VR games? Next couple of VR games, not so wholesome.
Sweet, that's what we've been waiting for. Come on, come on, come on. What is it?
Oh, here we go. Walking Dead, Walking
Dead.
Dead.
We're closing with AMC to bring you the Walking Dead Onslaught. We're really excited about this title because it allowed us for the first time to bring together all the amazing technology that we built up from past shooters like Raw Data, the melee experiences from Pre-Rise to Glory, and our locomotion system from Sprint Vector for the first time, bringing them together in an action-packed experience like no one's seen before. Not only did we get to work with AMC and some of their team and writers, we also got to work with some of the amazing talent on the show as well. As you're going through the campaign, you'll be able to level up your characters, unlocking new perks. Not only that, each character will have unique, iconic weapons that you've seen in the show, them using time and time again, and you'll be able to experience what it's like to play as those characters fighting off the walkers. With The Walking Dead, it's not just about the world itself and the walkers, but really how you interact with them. And we wanted to take that to the next level in VR. So building upon our past animated technology with Creed, we wanted to take melee combat to the next level. So we created what we're calling progressive dismemberment. This new system, players not only can decapitate, scalp, carve, impale, and do all sorts of disgusting, horrible things to the walkers as they try to survive through this horrifying experience. It will be available at your local arcades across the globe, but also at retail for the Oculus Rift and the Vive systems.
Was there no mention of PSVR? What did he say at the end?
Something, yeah, I heard Rift and Vive.
Yeah, that's all I heard too. That's disappointing.
We'll see. Your favorite thing to do?
I'm excited.
What the hell? Rockstar found Ted and Chico.
No idea what we're doing in this game.
This is completely against hotel policy.
By Wolf and Wood? That's so random.
Yeah, that's their new game. That's
Well done sneaking in, Agent.
More
made
I
your way
expected to
into
die.
Dr. Zor's boardroom. Don't get too comfortable. You're only here to gather intel. As long as you don't touch anything, you shouldn't have any trouble. We expect nothing less than your usual professionalism. Good luck.
Power, July 16th.
Yeah.
Hey, PSVR fans.
Wonder what that's all about.
Enjoying the show? I hope so, because the next couple are for you. Let's hand it over to one of the coolest dudes in video games.
Thanks, Jamie.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller from Kinda Funny, and I'm so happy that Upload VR is doing their own showcase. Of course, we're doing our own showcase too, E3, all indie games. It's happening tonight. You can check it out later. Enough about that. Instead, let's talk about PlayStation VR. That's right, the only real form of VR there is. I'm just kidding. I love Oculus
Bring
Quest.
it home, Greg.
I said this thing where I, joke around about not liking PC games. I digress. PlayStation VR. I'm here to talk to you about Mini Mac Mayhem. It is a game from Future Lab. You might remember them. How could you forget?
It's like a week
from
away.
the Velocity games that were awesome on the PlayStation Vita. You remember the PlayStation Vita, right?
I'm still on Vita Island.
No, you don't. It was a handheld. It had 2 sticks. It was great. Nobody supported it enough, except people like Future Lab. That's why we need to support them with Mini Mac Mayhem.
Mini Mac Mayhem is a tabletop action strategy game for up to 4 players online. The game is played out in 2 stages. The first stage is planning, where everyone programs their actions for their little mech, and they use the PlayStation Move controllers to pick the moves for them. And then the second phase is where all those moves that have been programmed play out, and you don't necessarily know which order they're going to play out in. During the programming phase, you're trying to get your mech onto the victory square or to push another mech into a hazard. You have to try and guess what your opponent is going to do. So if it does go horribly wrong, it's not the end of the world because you have intercept cards that you can play, such as calling in an airstrike or just nudging someone off by 1 square.
We've got this thing in the game called an avatar, which is what you play as. My favourite thing is to go into the shop and then customise my avatar. You can also customise your mech as well, your little buddy, and you can put different parts on them and change the colours.
One of my unbiased favourite parts of the game is the AI.
There are about 60 AI characters in game. Each of the AI characters will have its own difficulty assigned to it, so they fall into 4 categories: easy, medium, hard, and tutorial. So you might start to recognize some of these AI. If you're playing against hard all the time, you'll come up against Jack the Brave.
What am I called in the game?
You're Frosty Matt.
Yes. I should have been Lemon Matt, really.
You can swap with a Sour Claire if you want.
I'll be Sour Claire.
At the heart of Mini Mac Mayhem, there's a real strong funny bone, which is new for us as a studio. We've made fun games before, we've not made funny games.
Mini Mac Mayhem is coming out on the 18th of June, and you can pre-order now on the PlayStation Store.
It's nice to see Future Lab get some attention, but oh, here we go, man. This is what we've been waiting for.
Oh, yes. Yes, finally. This is one of my predictions. Ding, ding, ding.
Hello?
I've had 2,
Sir
actually.
Anvil Cabeus,
I got 9.
soldier of fortune. I am looking for food and shelter. Is there a brothel in this town? Where the fuck is everybody? By all the...
Off with your head.
I love this. We haven't seen much actual gameplay, so this is nice.
Yeah. God, I can't wait to play this.
Seriously. It already seems further along than I thought it was, development-wise.
Yeah, it does actually look a little bit more polished than I was expecting. Oh, the weapons break.
Come on, give us a date, give us a date, give us a date, give us a date. No date, I knew.
2019 has been amazing for PERP games, with much more to come, including the highly anticipated Sorrento, but we're not stopping there. As you saw earlier, the Angry Birds Movie 2 VR Under Pressure is coming exclusively to PlayStation VR. We're so honored to reveal today that PERP are plucking it out of the digital world and are sending it soaring onto store shelves everywhere. We can't wait for you to try this zany underwater adventure when it launches later this year. Also later this year, Drunken Bar Fight will get a special edition with added DLC, introducing a few new levels and features like character selection, customization, unlockables, and 4-player multiplayer. So roll up your sleeves, ready for when Drunken Bar Fight Special Edition comes to retail in 2019.
Okay.
PERP is always listening to the needs of the VR community, and that's why we are so happy to announce a physical edition of Pixel Ripped 1989, the multi-dimensional homage to retro gaming, is coming exclusively to the PERP store. We'll be opening pre-orders very soon. And later this year, we'll continue to work with Arvor to publish their highly anticipated follow-up, Pixel Ripped 1995. Wow. This one will go to wider physical markets in all territories.
Right! That's it!
So 95 is going to get us.
We've got one last thing to share with you today.
What is this?
Golem?
No.
Highwire, yeah.
Oh man.
It looks amazing compared to what we saw before.
It exists. It's real, you guys.
It looks 100 times better.
Games'
It's actually
breathtaking
real.
PSVR exclusive adventure enables you to achieve the impossible as you gradually explore and unravel the secrets of an ancient city. It's one you've been waiting for, and today we are thrilled to reveal that Golem will get a physical release through PERP Games at launch. Thank you for your continued support. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Hey guys, I'm Arjen, programmer at Vertigo Games, and I'm excited to reveal something we've been working on that has been requested a lot. Can't wait what you guys think.
Oh god, I can only imagine. What did they do to Arizona Sunshine?
Bring him to the quest.
Good. Always
Hope
fun.
It works.
This will be the Arizona Sunshine experience you've come to love with the freedom of the Oculus Quest coming this year.
Dance Central is the hottest club in virtual reality, where the music never stops and the doors never close. With a 32-song soundtrack ranging from the 70s to today's biggest hits, you can go in, dance with your favorite Dance Central characters to custom choreography, all designed for VR. In addition to practice mode, customizing your avatar, competitive and cooperative online multiplayer, we have some exciting new features coming to Dance Central. Playing Dance Central can be a workout. It's definitely a great game for fitness, so we created the Fitness app. And the Fitness app allows you to track your calories burned in real time, as well as your stats over time. A huge part of the experience in Dance Central is dancing with the characters. Currently, your friends can challenge you to beat their scores, but now the characters are going to challenge you. Dancing with the characters allows you to earn respect and eventually unlock assets in the wardrobe so you can look fly anywhere in the game. And finally, we're releasing 6 songs as DLC. So if you've mastered all 32 on the soundtrack, no problem. We have more content coming your way. Dance Central is available now for the Oculus Quest, Rift S, and Rift. So pick it up and meet us in the club.
No PlayStation love for Dance Central.
I'm really excited to be here to announce something that we've been waiting to share actually with the rest of the VR community out there. And that is that we're bringing Echo Arena to Quest. And for us, that was actually a huge endeavor that we started when Quest was first announced internally. So I'm really excited to tell you that soon you'll be able to play Echo Arena in all its glory on the Quest.
Hello, Captain Rhodes. I'm glad to see you're still safe. You too, Echo One.
I'm also really excited to be here not only to announce Echo Arena for Quest, but I'm here to introduce Lone Echo 2. In Lone Echo 2, actually, we're joining back in the story of Jack and Liv, and you'll be able to kind of reprise your role as Jack in this story that took our characters in the 22nd century from the space station around the rings of Saturn forward 400 years into the future, stranded on this spaceship. But then we open the world by introducing more characters that are going to contribute to your narrative, to the way you're going to play the game, and find out why not only is the gameplay mechanic important, but why is the relationship we build with the two characters important. Lone Echo 2 really reinforces this idea that you and Liv are like family, and that you and her basically will go through anything against all odds.
They can't know you're online. I promise. I'll explain everything when I get back. I'm going to need your help.
I'm feeling a little left out here.
I can't wait to play more Dance Central on Quest. But Lone Echo 2 looked amazing, didn't it? Let's keep rolling with that PSVR vibe.
Your bone works. Somebody in the chat.
Battle Lake is our high seas pirate adventure. And the real focus here from Servios is we're just huge fans of high action combat and pirate in the high seas, and we just wanted to bring those all together in an action-packed experience people haven't been able to do in VR.
This
like all
so
games
much
at Servios,
fun.
we really focus first and foremost on how can we innovate, how can we push the medium forward. So previously we had made sprint vectors, and that product we worked on fluid locomotion. So building upon the fluid locomotion system from the past, the team said, let's take this to vehicles. And the first thing the team asked ourselves is, if we're going to put fluid locomotion on a vehicle, what vehicle should we put players in? And everyone said almost simultaneously, pirates, right? Battleships on the high seas. You're constantly surrounded by dozens of pirate ships. We have a variety of weapons, from broadsides to Gatling guns, machine guns, axe throwers, ballistas, all sorts of things. And when you're playing the experience, not only does each pirate lord have a series of weapons and different levels they can progress through the system, they also have their unique powers and abilities. In addition to our campaign mode, we also have warfare mode, where you can have up to 4 players co-op on the same team, going from one scenario to another, this series of missions that give players random objectives and dynamic enemy types that progressively get harder and harder and harder the further the players get. So one of the really exciting things we're doing about Battlewake is we're actually going to have a closed beta. So please go to battlewake.com where you can sign up to participate in
I'm already signed up for the
players will be
beta.
able to play this new and exciting warfare mode before this gets released to the public.
In my life thus far, I have lost my
Four-player
unborn child,
co-op.
my wife, my fortune. I've been betrayed and dishonored. All for the sake of evil men and their ambitions.
Suddenly interested.
Castle guards serve only to collect.
What more do I have to lose?
Soul Keeper. Looks decent.
Yeah.
Looks like a little bit like Undead Citadel.
A little bit.
We're working on Space Team Virtuality, which is a cooperative shouting game where you have to stop your ship from reaching its impending doom. The only way you can do that is by yelling at your friends.
We've licensed the original Space Team iOS and Android game with over 8 million users. We've brought that great couch co-op play, brought it into VR.
It's for between 2 and 6 players. You can play locally or you can play online.
Just like the original game, each sector gets harder and harder and crazier as you're shouting things to each other. Different challenges in each sector as you get a different set of controls on your panel. Ray guns to shoot, you can shoot all the aliens that are throwing goop at your panels with.
You've got a special hammer, so when everything inevitably breaks, you can then fix it.
We've got fire extinguishers to put all the fires out, which will inevitably happen.
Definitely.
You'll have asteroid fields that you need to defend against.
And of course, we've got terrifyingly difficult to understand instructions and a high level of technobabble.
And lots of over-the-top facial expressions from your various avatars, which will also be personalisable as well. Ultimately, the important thing to remember for this game is you have to work together as a space team! We're going to be opening the game up for alpha testing soon.
We're really excited to be bringing Space Team to VR fans at home, but also VR arcades, so people who might not have access to headsets can go off and play. And watch this space.
Interesting.
Very.
Audica is a VR rhythm shooter
Audica.
available now in early access. Armed with dual blasters, players shoot and smash to the beat of a killer soundtrack with 22 songs and counting. We've already released 10 updates in early access, and later this month we'll have our biggest update yet. It will include more new songs, a new environment, a new weapon set, and new leaderboard features that make it easier to challenge and compete with your friends, even cross-platform.
We recently updated the game to allow for custom blasters and avatars, and we also shared tools to allow you to create alternate target maps for any of the songs in our game soundtrack. Today, we're releasing an in-game editor that allows you to shoot along to any song on the soundtrack any way you like, which is immediately a playable map, which can be shared or exported to Reaper for tweaking.
We are extremely grateful to our Audica creators and wanted to find a special way to showcase and reward that creativity. So we're excited to invite all of you to create your own playable maps, submit them through our Discord channel by July 10th for a chance to win prizes. We look forward to playing what you make.
You can pick up Audica now on Steam, Oculus Store, or Viveport, and we'll see you on the leaderboards.
Or you could pick up Starship Disco right now on PlayStation VR.
Actually, Audica is supposed to, they don't mention it, but a lot of these games are supposed to be coming to the PSVR.
Asgard's Wrath is an action-adventure RPG game set in a Norse mythology backdrop. You're going to be exploring a number of realms throughout the entire game. You're going to meet some of the famous Asgardians from across the world of Wrath. Loki's going to be sending you off to different realms to meet mortal heroes that you're going to aid and help to complete their saga.
Cowards! I will not be swept away so easily!
Gameplay is very action-oriented. As a god, you're going to be converting animals to assist the human characters. The shark's pretty hungry, so you could tell him to eat corpses. As he's eating the corpses, sometimes he'll be pulling a lever that's lifting up a platform, or he could be opening a door. I think people have never seen combat like what they're going to see in Asgard's Wrath. It's so visceral to have the sword and the shield in your hand and feel the impact and really feel like you're there competing with somebody. But probably one of my favorite elements is when you first, as a god, convert an animal and you put it down, to actually initiate and make that animal be your follower and do your bidding, you've got to walk over and give him a high five or a fist bump to get him to follow you.
My blades are at your command.
Asgard's Wrath will be out fall 2019, and it'll be out on the Oculus Rift. And make sure to play it on the Oculus Rift S because it looks absolutely fantastic on that.
My name is Victoria. In the 4th year of the reign of King James, I was knighted for fending off a raid by orcs from the Black Fist. Shortly after, I joined the Vulpine Order to help maintain peace in the city. In the 6th year of King James, I saved a group of noble women from an unruly mob at Rose Square. And in the following year, I defeated a company of bandits gathering near our border. I accompanied my lord as his steadfast guard through the Shadow Hills, the Azure Marshlands, and the Ashen Plains. No one dared doubt my loyalty. Until, that is, Lord Conrad was injured in battle during the Cobalt Rebellion. Baroness Eva was behind everything. Shh. Someone's coming. Be quiet. We don't have much time. Where were we? Oh, right. The injury. While the Lord was recovering, Baroness Eva took control of the military. Baroness Eva began installing her close allies in positions of power. I couldn't stand it any longer. So we planned to retake the castle. But then, she uncovered our plot. Last night, just as I was supposed to meet Lord Conrad, I sneaked into his room. A familiar smell hit me as soon as I opened the door. The wretched smell of blood, just like being back on the battlefield. I checked on Lord Conrad immediately, but he was already lying there dead, drenched in blood. It was obvious that his last breaths were spent in agony. I couldn't find any wounds, and the color of his blood was strange, as if he were poisoned. Suddenly, I realized I had stumbled into a trap. Baroness Eva had been behind everything from the very beginning. I fought, but there were too many of them. I somehow managed to escape. And now... But I must go on. This is treason, plain and simple. And I'm out to expose the traitor's plot. Let's make a deal, Dave. If you help me clear my name, I will bring no charges against you. I give you my word.
Logan.
Huh?
Logan. That's my name.
All right, that was a lot of exposition. Real quick shout out to Ramsey
Randall the Sea is a VR game about truly belonging somewhere, about creating a home with your own hands, and about exploring and connecting with the world around you.
You start out on a small island and you have a little cottage, and your objective is to grow your own garden and explore the nearby islands and befriend some interesting creatures and basically just make this world your home.
We had this internal pitch day right after we released Budget Cuts, and Christopher, the art director on this game, and I both came into the pitch day and basically pitched the exact same game. So we looked at each other and we're like, we kind of have to build this now, don't we? We've got a plant growing system and a crafting system. We want to do some crossbreeding in the future, both for the animals and for the plants, so that, you know, what you're feeding them affects how they behave or what they look like in the future. We have some quests. We have a boat. We want to put in fishing soon.
Another thing that I really like is the creatures, because they are really fun to interact with.
Yeah, they're so cute, aren't they?
Yeah. And I hope we're gonna add more of them for the full game.
I have to say I have like a soft spot for the crafting system. That one I think has a lot of potential to become really cool. So we figured, like, why not release it now, today, in way too early access. We have so many ideas about what we want to build, but we want to know what you want the game to have. And we need your input on that to figure out how to make this game the best it possibly can be.
We're releasing Garden of the Sea on Steam, and we will support all the major VR headsets via Steam VR.
Back high five.
What's that? I don't know.
That's how that works.
These cool backwards.
We're not good at high fives, so we're going to work on our high fives.
Hi, I'm Paul Vandermeer, lead designer at Vertigo Games, and today we're proud to reveal the first gameplay footage of the Dam DLC, the largest Arizona Sunshine mission yet.
Sweet.
It's coming your way August 27th. Please enjoy.
I hope it looks different than the last one, which looked identical to the first one.
Yeah, this is gonna be cool.
Nice.
You knew what you were getting into. Get inside the dam, reset the control systems, and prove yourself useful.
There we go. It's on it today. I'm digging it. 8/27, got a release date.
Okay.
I am definitely digging that one.
Let us begin.
Hi, I'm Erin, head of content at Hammerhead, an immersive
Jesus.
entertainment studio based in the UK.
What have you been doing since Siren?
We're excited to announce that we're working on the continuation of Abe, the
no.
award-winning 2013 cult film by Rob McClellan. Abe is a tense psychological horror about a robot who's looking for love in all the wrong places. We are creating a multi-format story world, leading with a pioneering location-based VR experience that will be brought to life through state-of-the-art volumetric capture. We're also bringing you a short film and a game release that can be played with or without VR. We're proud to present the first teaser. Take a look.
Please tell me you're bringing us a Siren patch as well.
Let us begin.
So is that supposed to be a VR experience or something?
You got We're never seeing this on PSVR. Never. They're never going to work.
Maybe this time.
It's a short film.
I will get it right. Maybe this time I will fix you.
Interesting. So it's just a short film.
It looks amazing, but what are you going to do to that pig? Anyway, thanks Hammerhead for that one. In fact, we're nearing the home stretch now, so it's time to start throwing some more megatons your way. Here's the latest look at Aspire 1.
Tripwire, Killing Floor.
Aspire 1 is a made-for-VR stealth action first-person shooter that targets every VR platform. The original inspiration for Aspire actually came from Upload VR's Presence podcast that they ran in 2016. One of their listener questions was, why aren't there any realistic stealth games in VR? Games like Metal Gear Solid and Splinter Cell. And for 2 years, we've been trying to reimagine these classic stealth mechanics in VR.
What about Jupiter and Mars?
Aspire's been built for VR PC headsets, including the Oculus Rift S, Valve Index, the HTC Vive.
This actually looks pretty sweet.
And Windows Mixed Reality. It's also coming to PSVR and the Oculus Quest, where gameplay will remain one-to-one.
A huge problem with VR is simulator sickness, or VR sickness. And right from day one, we've always wanted all players to play Aspire with the full freedom of movement and the precise control that they expect from console shooters. So early in development, we invented the Aspire Control Theater. It is our locomotion system with its comfort features, and the Aspire Control Theater allows for full freedom of movement, maintains immersion in the game world, and minimises VR sickness.
We've also got electromagnets in the Aspire robot's hands, so you can climb metal surfaces throughout the game and distance grip certain objects, which gives you a variety of stealth options when you're playing the game. You can actually sneak up behind guards if you're undetected and physically say freeze, and they'll be held up. Players experience long-form, story-driven campaign missions, so they take 30 to 80 minutes to complete. Progress can be saved mid-mission, which is perfect for playing on the go.
There are also a number of virtual challenges that test your skills on global leaderboards.
Tripwire have just been fantastic over the journey. They've been so much more than just a publisher. They've provided us dev support and a variety of other resources throughout the journey.
The Aspire team is extremely excited to get the game into your virtual hands. You'll be able to play Aspire this coming August, where it will be available on all platforms. To find out more about the game and to stay up to date on the latest developments, be sure to visit us on our social media platforms.
Holy f***, that looked amazing. If you like that, check out this cool.
Hey everybody, Shabs, game director here at First Contact Entertainment.
Hey
I'm excited to be here on behalf of our team to give you guys a world exclusive to the new title we're working on. It's a fast-paced multiplayer shooter in VR.
Oh, bad timing, dude. Bad timing. Fix your game. This is not the best endorsement. And then they abandoned PSVR? Is that what just happened? All right.
Oh. Okay. Budget cuts is looking good.
Yeah, what is this?
Is this not budget cuts?
It is, but it just said fast travel, didn't it?
Yeah. And it's got the bow from Apex Construct.
Is it a crossover?
I think so. Maybe? Oh, budget cuts too.
We're getting left out of this one, I guess. What is going on?
Well, we haven't even gotten budget.
So we knew early on that
Yeah.
we wanted to make Budget Cuts 2 a game of larger scope and variety. So that's when we asked Fast Travel Games to collaborate with us.
Yeah, I mean, we used to share an office back then, so we played each other's games before they were finished. There was lots of discussions and great ideas being thrown around. So when Neat approached us to co-develop this game, my thoughts went back to those discussions, and I'm really, really happy we will work together to make them come alive. In Budget Cuts 2, You're on a mission. It used to be about saving your job, but now you have to save the world. So your mission is to take down Transcorp, a mega powerful corporation that kills humans and replaces them with workaholic robots, all in the name of efficiency. And to accomplish this, you have to leave your office cubicle and travel across several new types of environments.
So these new environments, they enable us to make new gameplay, both in terms of enemy encounters and puzzle solving, and combining that with our improved AI system and new types of enemies, new types of gadgets, lets us make a whole new range of challenges. So it's not just like choosing between stealth or action, it's more fine-grained, like how you choose to approach a stealth scenario, or what tools you use to accomplish your goals. The original Budget Cuts was about escaping the Transcorp offices, so we found that players were taking a very cautious approach to enemies.
In Budget Cuts 2, it's much more about infiltration, about getting closer to the Transcorp headquarters to finally be able to take them down. Budget Cuts 2 is a self-contained title, so you don't have to have enjoyed Budget Cuts 1 to play this, but I think you really should, because it's an awesome game.
Stay tuned, because Budget Cuts 2 Mission Insolvency will be released on all high-end VR headsets this year.
What?
Are we high-end? I think we're high-end.
I have no idea.
Okay, hold on to your
what
butts.
that means.
It's the big finale. Let's hand it over to Cloudhead Games.
Hold on to your butts.
Shooter.
You think?
Whoa. Kind of like London Heist.
It's Beat Blaster 2.
So Pistol Whip
It's
is
like,
this kind
yeah,
of
it's like
glorious
rhythm-based.
genres. We've been describing it as like a music rhythm FPS game, but it also has the inklings of like a runner game and a bullet hell game.
It's a shooter that you don't necessarily have to be dead accurate to hit, and it's a rhythm game that doesn't require you to take out enemies in a specific order.
To me, the gameplay of Pistol Whip is all about speed. You're not taking your time and aiming down the sights to make sure you get a headshot on a dude. You don't have time for that. You gotta move quickly through the scene, taking out as many guys as you can, dodging bullets all at the same time.
I love this idea that you are kind of just focus on the thing that you're good at. And in this case, it's either being reactive and accurate to hitting enemies, or you're thinking about the beat and the musicality of it.
It's like taking chocolate and peanut butter in VR with your kind of flow state rhythm of Beat Saber, and you've got your frenetic action of Super Hot, and you put them together, and you end up feeling like John Wick in a movie trailer, taking out targets and ultimately being this action hero badass.
We ended up listening to a whole bunch of different tracks, obviously, and as the team kind of focused in on what we really wanted the heart of the game to be, it became clear that one label in Montreal really stood out. Cannibal Records is who we ended up partnering with.
Straight from the grave.
It just seemed to have this library of really dramatic and kick-ass epic action songs, but they're also just super fun. So it really kind of hit the sweet spot for us and what we were looking for.
A round of Pistol Whip feels kind of like watching a high-octane action movie trailer. You know, if you liked John Wick, Hardcore Henry, Equilibrium, you're probably gonna love this.
Do you like action movies?
The inspiration for Pistol Whip was figuring out a way to kind of plant the
Somebody
user in the
says,
center of an action scene.
No aiming, and I kind of agree. It's like I want to be able to aim.
And avoid and things sort of fly past you. We wanted to go a different direction and move the player actually through a space.
I mean, we've got Blood and Truth right now, so if this isn't PSVR,
This is
it's
not exactly the club from John Wick.
But I would like
It's
to see it.
tapping into that same vibe.
Even by happenstance, without even trying, the player's going to be kind of musically flowing through the game just based on where the enemies are popping up.
The stuff that you see in your typical rhythm game, where you have a specific set of targets to hit at a specific timing, that doesn't exist here. You're presented opportunities in a rhythmic manner that's driven by the music that's at the heart of everything, and you choose how to capitalize on those.
at the start, you're trying to compete against yourself. You're trying to best your last score. You're trying to be more tactical and more surgical with how you're taking out enemies. You start in a panic state. I like the kind of steps and stages you experience as you kind of go through different songs and you learn how to be a great pistol whip player. I think our studio shines in terms of game feel. Whether it's a deeply complex narrative experience or something like we did for Valve with the Hand Labs experience or Pistol Whip, we pride ourselves on knowing what feels good, and I think Pistol Whip feels amazing, and people will get it when they play it.
Okay, that's a wrap. We are done, finished, finito, out of here. Thank you so much for watching the first ever Upload E3 VR showcase. Thank you to every developer that took part today. You guys make the VR industry what it is. Let's close out with another look at some of the games we covered today.
Recap. Imagine Dragons, Beat Saber.
Oh, is that who it is?
Yep. We're all so shocked.
What was that one? Well, that was the E3 VR showcase. Thank you, Upload VR, for hosting that. Got a little bit I want to talk about for sure. Guys, calm down. It's okay. I told you that.
Wait, what's everyone freaking out about? What's wrong?
Well, it's a little mixed in the chat. They're a little disappointed that there wasn't more PSVR, but I kind of assume that this could probably happen. First of all, a lot of games come to PCVR first and then come to PSVR later. So just because PSVR wasn't mentioned doesn't mean some of those we're not going to end up seeing. But what we did see, there were some things that really...
Tell us whether they were going to be, just PC VR or PlayStation VR as well. So there's a bunch of question marks in here, but it certainly came with a lot of very, very good games.
Right. They're going to do their stuff through State of Play. They're going to show all their big hitting stuff. We still got some really good things. I thought the Battle Wake, Servios' Battle Wake 4-player co-op game, that seems awesome.
You get excited when they said 4-player, but man, I'm so excited that there's a big single player campaign. Like that.
Right. The full single player. Yeah, are you surprised they showed Golem finally?
Nope. I'm actually surprised that like this is the first time we've seen Golem in a while. But I mean, so a couple things, right? I mean, so that's one of Net Purpose Publishing.
Yeah. They said physical release.
So that's awesome. Congrats to Perk for that, for picking that up. But man, I mean, like as far as like what we saw for like the city and the some of the environments in the character models looked so much better than the stuff that we'd seen before. So hopefully all this extra time will really pay off. And I'm sure it wasn't just in the graphics department. Like, I mean, these guys must be playing the new PSVR titles that are coming out and saying, we need to we need to upgrade our locomotion system because it's outdated. Like everything that they've been doing, I'm sure it hasn't been revamped since 2015 when they started this project. So super excited.
You don't have music still playing, do you?
I have no idea.
Saying we're getting drowned out by music.
Hold on, found it. One second. There we go. There shouldn't be any music playing now.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, sorry about that. So we touched base on Battle Wake real quick. I'm excited for that one, Serbia's new game. Now they didn't. It's 4-player co-op, and there's a story-driven campaign or just a campaign. That game looks awesome. I'm really excited for that one. Golem getting the physical release looked a little bit more polished now.
Yeah.
Had a little bit more to it, and then whatchamacallit?
A little disappointing to see that there was still no mention of PSVR when Servios talked about The Walking Dead.
Yeah, The Walking Dead. Thank you guys for letting us know. The Walking Dead. Yeah, a little surprised by that. I kind of had the feeling going by the way everything else was going, and again, a lot of these games they always show on the PC side first, and then once it's released on PC side, then it comes to PSVR. So I wouldn't count out a lot of these actually making it over to PSVR, but we will have to wait and see for something official.
I was going to hold off a minute and not bring this up right away, but Javier Cortez in the chat says, I wasn't upset at First Contact Entertainment for their current firewall problems since they're a small team, but this new game announcement made me very upset. I've been, if you guys watch Gamescast Live or if you watch Developer Interview, I've been very much on First Contact's side of things and saying, they are a small team. They had an awesome game that worked for a long time. The most recent update broke the game, and they're trying hard. Sleepless nights, I'm sure, over there. But this definitely left a bad taste in my mouth. It's like I'm sure that this whole announcement for their new game that isn't currently slated for PlayStation VR, I'm sure this was all put into motion for this event a long time ago, probably long before they even updated with Operation Nightfall. But the fact is like if I was them, I would have pulled out of this big time, because it does look like they're focusing. It gives off the appearance that they're focusing on a brand new game and kind of leaving their broken game in the dust here, and for us to fend for ourselves. It's not what's happening, but man, it sure looks bad. So
yeah,
it's definitely a shame that they decided to.
It's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty ridiculous. You broke a game, and yeah, you're supposed to be proud to show this new one, but you haven't even. It's been almost 3 weeks now that you broke one of the best PSVR games, and now you're going to announce a shooter and stuff. It's ridiculous, man. But I'll tell you what didn't look ridiculous, or what wasn't ridiculous. Aspire 1 looked awesome. The stealth, I was getting total Metal Gear vibes. The stealth combat, the shooter thing, he walks up behind the guy and bonks him on the head. Aspire 1 just went shot near the top of my anticipated list.
Yeah, we were watching that trailer and you made the sound effect, like the Metal Gear Solid sound effect. because that's exactly you did it, but that's exactly what I was thinking when we were watching it.
Right, because the eye was like this, right?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2, you'd walk up slowly, you point the gun at his head, you hold him up, and then he'd do the little shake and and drop his dog tag for you. And man, that's exactly the vibe I was getting from that. It looks really amazing, and knowing it's coming from Tripwire, who makes
Killing Floor.
Thank you. That is really boosts my confidence in that game quite a bit, because Killing Floor is an amazing game. So yeah, and they said August. Is that the one that's coming this August?
August.
August. We haven't heard anything about this game at all, and then suddenly out of nowhere, it's like we got this brand new amazing game coming in 3 months, 2 months.
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So don't anyone think that this conference left us without any major announcements, because I think that was a big one.
That was huge, and there was actually, I mean, for this whole showcase, is we've already got Vacation Simulator coming. We've got No Man's Sky coming. There's a couple other games. Of course, Iron Man, and we just got hit like 2 weeks of really big games. So don't get all doom and gloom on me right now during such a fun time, but with so much to look forward to. But also the Arizona Sunshine DLC looked pretty awesome. I'm really wanting to jump back into that now and be ready for that one.
Yeah, it did. It looked a lot different. I was disappointed with the Deadman DLC that came out. I mean, I know it was like a $2.50 thing, and it wasn't a big deal. It was like 45 minutes long, but they reused so many of the assets, so many of the environments, and that it just didn't feel like it was a new experience at all. Even though there were moments, I guess, but this looks like a whole new thing, and that's what's going to get me back into Arizona Sunshine, is giving me something new, something really new, not just retreading the old ground. So I'm actually excited about this. I know people think I hate on Arizona Sunshine, but I hated on it at launch, and I'm really happy that they've turned things around on the PSVR side. So I know we talked about Purple a little bit already, but man, first of all, Pixel Rip 1989 and Pixel Rip 1995, both coming to physical at launch from Perp Games, is awesome. I've definitely slowed down on my physical collection, but man, those need to be there. Pixel Rip games just need to be part of your physical collection. But how weird was it to see that they picked up the rights to Drunken Bar Fight? What is that about?
Well, it said that there was some additional content going for.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Drunken Bar Fight does generate a lot of interest, even if it is a TV breaking simulator.
Yeah.
But they pick up. That's the cool thing about Perp Games, is they give a lot of love to a lot of smaller developers. I think Operation Warcade, and did that ever have a physical or no?
Operation Warcade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they really don't leave out anybody. Quiver is getting a physical, so that's as expected, even though it's a smaller game. But yeah, and I guess they're adding more content to it. So
Great Tantrum asks, is it Imagine Dragons in the new Beat Saber pack? And it absolutely is. I just checked the store, and although I don't know if my phone is screwing up or if the store is that crazy with Imagine Dragons fans rapidly downloading the DLC. But man, something's not quite right with the PlayStation Store right now. So hopefully it's working better on the PS4 proper or on the PCs. I didn't get a price on it. I don't know if anybody has the store up on their PC, but I'm assuming $10. But man, I'd like to find out how much that pack is going for. And if it's 10 Imagine Dragons songs, I'm hoping it's not more than $10. So what else piqued your interest on this thing?
There was a couple actually. Let's see.
Dude, the Wizards look so good. I know that we've given the Wizards Enhanced Edition a lot of credit, or a lot of crap, I guess, for being, I don't know, kind of not sure what kind of game it wanted to be. There was too much story to be a wave shooter and too much wave shooter to be a story driven campaign. But whatever this new thing is, Dark. Did you get a title on that? I didn't get the title. It's Dark something.
Dark.
It looks. I mean, if this is a new if this is like a new part of the campaign, or I don't know. And again, we don't know if this is like DLC or if this is like a brand new Wizards game. But
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping it's a brand new Wizards game. I'm kind of hoping that they like just like, okay, let's kind of scrap what we've got and go heavier into the story, and which is kind
It
of
wasn't Dark Times, was it? Because I remember you saying it looked dark or something, and then it was like Dark Times.
Yeah, that might have been it
or something. Yeah, it looked completely different from the main game. Definitely a lot. Yeah, it was Dark Times. Thanks, JB.
$12.99 for the Beat Saber pack too. Thank you guys for checking that out.
$12.99. So that's
Not bad.
what? That's a little bit. Was the last one $9.99? How much was it?
They're saying it was the same as the last one.
Same. Yeah, I assumed it was going to be the same price.
Just fine. I'm
yeah.
like, whatever. I'm excited to get some non EDM music in my Beat Saber routine.
Yeah, we'll see what songs they have. Hopefully Radioactive, because I like that song.
If it's not on there, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. Let's see. Solaris, Mini Mac Mayhem, Pistol Whip. So Pistol Whip said all platforms. So, I mean, it looks okay. It looks like a rhythm-based shooter. So it's going to be a combination of that.
It looked like a better looking version of Beat Blaster. Like I'm not trying to put the game down, but I mean, Beat Blaster literally is this game, just with a different environment. So I don't know. We'll see where this one goes. But they even mentioned all the things that like I mentioned in my Beat Blaster review. Like it's kind of like an endless runner. It's kind of just like a keep running, keep shooting kind of game. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully it doesn't come with a premium price tag, because I'm curious about it, but not that curious.
Yeah. But no, they showed some. I mean, overall, I was surprised. Like a lot of stuff is like fantasy themed. Did you get that vibe a little bit too? Like everything is fantasy.
Yeah, and the only one that looked amazing was Undead Citadel. The rest of them kind of looked okay, and hopefully will be better as development progresses.
I definitely am excited for Undead Citadel.
Yeah, I know they really basically been saying on their website, they've been saying that they are that it'll release when it's done. That's sort of the stance they've taken on it. They're not willing to put a release date on it until they know for sure that it's going to be done. But I mean, like, I'd love to know how far into development they are. I feel like we've seen the same area of town and the same couple bridges and the same couple enemies and like maybe one interior. I think there hasn't been a whole lot shown. So I don't know if they're just like not showing a lot or if they haven't done a lot. Like it could be either way.
Yeah, I don't know. They definitely showed a less exciting moment of that game where, he kills one zombie thing, waits like 5 minutes of just kind of wandering around, and then 2 more come. So yeah, it didn't really show a whole lot. Something a little bit more exciting, but I think that game is going to be a little like, I think that's about what the pace we can expect for that game. And there's going to be moments where it's like they throw a bunch at you and it'll be a little bit more epic. But regardless, I'm really excited to play that one.
Yeah.
The combat, the slicing of the zombie heads and stuff looks great.
I mean, I think when this thing started off and they were showing the new fast travel games, like side project, The Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets, I think was what it was called. I mean, adorable, right? I mean, and I know it's not their next big project, but I'm curious, and I know a lot of people are, they're kind of down on VR experiences and stuff, but this is something I think VR kind of makes these kind of things more enjoyable. So I'm curious about that. I'm curious to see how far they can take that, because it could go either way. There could be a fairly deep game in there, or it could just be super simple and adorable. Either way, I'm okay.
That Cyberpunk looking game looked pretty cool.
Was that the Atari one?
Didn't say. Yeah, it didn't say for PSVR yet, but I thought that looked pretty sweet. Let's see here.
Disciples of Dawn looked really good. That really stood out.
What was Solaris? Why did I write that down?
I tried to write everything down, but man, like there are a lot of similar looking titles in this.
Yeah, there definitely were. Like I said, lots of fantasy driven stuff. But I think from this conference, the ones I'm most excited about are there's the Golem coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually, that got me back excited for that game again, because I had literally said I don't care about that game anymore, but now I kind of care again. So good job on them. For doing that. Golem, and then Battle Wake is a big one for me. That 4-player co-op is my jam. And they were talking about like the fluid locomotion system that they've created. So that's going to be interesting to see, because the fluid locomotion system in Sprint Vector is doing this.
Right.
So I'm interested to see how does that apply to steering a boat. And then the Arizona Sunshine DLC looks pretty good. Aspire 1 definitely takes the cake here as the most, well, I don't know, that and Battle Wake and Undead Citadel. So overall, a pretty good handful of games to look forward to.
It was good seeing. It was nice seeing actual gameplay footage from Doctor Who: The Edge of Time, because I know the trailer we'd seen up to this point was just kind of like, hey, there's gonna be one, but like no actual gameplay. And in seeing that, especially like for quite a while when they were showing the gameplay, it looked like I Expect You to Die or something, where you're just like sitting in one spot, like interacting with things. And then finally, like at a certain point, they showed full locomotion. And they showed walking around the environment and interacting with items. And it seems like Doctor Who fans are going to have something to look forward to. And I'm not going to like, pretend I'm a Doctor Who fan, but I'd like to be. So if anyone has any places I should be starting with that, there's like 1,000 episodes. I don't even know where to start.
The Plorgons. Your Plorgons. Yeah, no, it's a good show.
All right.
I've seen a little bit of it.
Good. So this was I don't know, man. Like I'm really happy that Upload VR did this. I'm really happy that VR games got their own showcase, that we were able to just like sit back and go, everything we're about to see for the next hour is VR. But there are a lot of questions as far as which games are coming to PlayStation VR, and a lot of those I don't think will be clarified, anytime soon. I think a lot of these we're gonna have to wait until they come out on PC VR, see how they do, see how they sell, and then sort of like wait our turn, which is sort of, for the most part, always been the case. Good thing Sony's got our back, man. That being said, Golem, I think, Golem's being published by Sony at this point, right?
Yeah, I was surprised to see anything from Sony in this, to be honest with you, because like I said, indie devs and stuff are plentiful in the VR community, and they are, really open about everything. But once you get to the Sony level, it is a whole nother ball, and they are like closed-lipped like crazy. So really surprising to see anything from Sony.
But this is one that like Perp is going to publish physically. So like, does that mean Sony's only publishing the digital version, or maybe we don't know? Maybe is it possible that Sony's dropped them and that they're on their own?
Maybe
there was no mention of Sony at all during that trailer.
Yeah.
So we'll have to look into that and see what happened. Or maybe I've just been under the wrong assumption all this time that it was actually a Sony published title.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I don't know, man. There's a lot of good things coming up, and I think I'm gonna have to rewatch this entire conference to kind of start letting these titles get stuck in my head, because again, you said a lot of them seem fantasy based, a lot of them seemed like very similar, and I think to start differentiating one from another, I'm gonna have to watch the conference again. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go forward and think that all these games are the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely some good
check
stuff.
out the trailers.
Definitely some good stuff to look forward to. So what are we doing for the rest of the day? AJ, you're going to download the Imagine Dragons Beat Saber pack. And
we're gonna check out this Beat Saber. We're gonna check out this new Beat Saber DLC.
Nice.
Hopefully, some other developers have some surprises for us that they're going to be dropping in the next couple days. When does E3 end? Is it this whole week or?
Yeah, I think really Thursday is like the last day of any any real notability. I know that obviously Greg Miller from Kind of Funny was saying that they're doing an indie game showcase tonight, so that'll be it's possible there'll be VR stuff there. Indie and VR are almost synonymous at this point. But
I don't think this is the last of the VR announcements, to be honest with you. I think even if it's not part of E3 or a presentation, I think there's still some games that always come out on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that say, hey, we've got VR games too. And we saw that last year. We had the majority of last year's announcements around before and after E3. When we had announcements, it wasn't. We had like Trover during E3 and stuff like that. But yeah, Sony not being here is definitely it shows. But I would expect that we're going to have another State of Play very soon.
Yeah. I mean, if we don't hear about another State of Play in the next like week or so, I'd be very surprised. But also the last two that I think the last two, or there's only been two, but both of them, they basically announced that it was coming like 2 days ahead of time. So I don't really think that that they're going to give us much notification ahead of time to prepare for the next State of Play. So with any luck, we'll hear about something soon. All right, dude, let's wrap this thing up. You got to get some Beat Saber done, and I'm working on some stuff over here. Apologies to anyone who's been keeping an eye on the channel and seeing that there's sort of been a lack of content. PSVR this week and today's Why We Love haven't gotten done yet. I've been sick for the better part of a week, and only really got out of bed for the Gamescast last week and for this today. So hopefully we'll be getting back on track. I know we got some reviews headed your way. We got a Table of Tales review, finally. We've got a Trover review, finally. A lot of stuff planned for the rest of this week. And, of course, AJ, very, very shortly. As soon as this is over, we'll hopefully be doing some Beat Saber live stream. So make sure you stick around and check that out.
Oh, yeah. We're going to hit up some Beat Saber here right after this. And we're going to check it out on Expert and Expert Plus. So let's do this.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the show, and hope no matter whether you're PC VR, PSVR, whoever you are, as long as it's VR, I hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, AJ, thank you for hanging out with me. I thought I was gonna have to do this one alone, so it was really nice to be able to have someone banter with and hang out and keep an eye on the chat with. So thank you very much for doing that, and we'll see you in just a little bit for your Beat Saber stream.
No problem, man.
Thanks, cats. Thanks for hanging out. We love you all.
He's Brian Paul, and he loves you all.
And that's AJ, and he's lukewarm on most of you. Later, guys.